From the moment we were born, people could never tell us apart. Amelia and I shared the same wide hazel eyes, the same wild curls of chestnut hair, and the same soft, freckled skin. But despite our identical appearances, the differences between us ran deeper than anyone could imagine. It wasn't long before I realized that Amelia wasn't just different from me, she was dangerous. Growing up, Amelia always had a streak of cruelty in her. While I gravitated toward kindness and warmth, Amelia thrived on manipulation. I remember once, when we were 8, she pushed a classmate off the swing at the park and then cried so convincingly that no one believed she was the one who had done it. The boy ended up apologizing to her for falling in the first place. I had been standing right there, watching, but even my protests were ignored. Amelia could charm anyone, and she used it to her advantage. As we grew older, things only escalated. Amelia had a way of turning everyone against me. If I liked a boy, she would find a way to make him hers. If I excelled in school, she would subtly sabotage my work, whispering in the teacher's ears about how I might be cheating. She would then swoop in as the concerned sister, always pretending to have my best interest at heart. But it wasn't just me who felt her cruelty. Animals seemed to avoid her, even the family dog, Trixie, would hide under the bed when Amelia came into the room. Once, I caught her staring at Trixie with a chilling intensity, whispering something under her breath. That night, Trixie ran away, never to return. By the time we were in high school, Amelia's behavior had grown darker, almost sinister. There were rumors that she was dabbling in the occult, though I never believed it, not until the night of the storm. It was a night that would forever change everything. The wind howled outside our bedroom window, rattling the glass in its frame. The power had gone out, and the house was eerily quiet except for the occasional rumble of thunder. I was curled up in bed, trying to sleep, when I noticed a flickering light coming from Amelia's side of the room. I sat up, squinting in the dark. Amelia was kneeling on the floor, surrounded by candles, her face illuminated by the flames. Strange symbols were drawn on the floor in some kind of red ink, or was it blood? My stomach twisted as I watched her chant under her breath, her voice low and melodic, but filled with something darker. "What are you doing?" I whispered, my voice trembling. She didn't look up. Her eyes remained fixed on the symbols before her. "You've always been the good one, haven't you, Evelyn?" she murmured. "The innocent twin. But you don't understand the power we have. The power I have. You've been wasting it, pretending to be normal, but I see it for what it is. We're not like everyone else." I felt a cold sweat break out on my skin. "What are you talking about?" Amelia finally looked up at me, and in the dim light of the candles, her eyes seemed to glow with an unnatural light. "I'm talking about the bond, Evelyn. The one we share. I've been exploring it, unlocking it." Suddenly, the room felt suffocating, as if the air itself had turned thick and heavy. I tried to stand, but it was like an invisible force was pressing down on me, holding me in place. My heart pounded in my chest as Amelia continued her strange incantation. "You've been holding me back," she said, her voice sharp now, like a blade cutting through the air. "But no more. Tonight, I'll finally have all the power I deserve." I struggled against whatever force was holding me, desperate to escape. But then I realized something horrifying. Amelia wasn't just talking about power. She was talking about taking it from me. She wasn't unlocking some mystical twin bond, she was draining my life force, my energy. "Stop!" I cried out, but my voice was weak, barely audible over the roaring wind outside. Amelia smiled then, a cold, triumphant smile. "Don't worry, sister. I'll make sure they all remember you, in the best way possible." I could feel myself slipping, the darkness closing in around me. But just as I thought it was the end, a blinding flash of light filled the room, followed by a deafening clap of thunder. The candles blew out, and I was released from whatever force had been holding me. Gasping for air, I collapsed onto the floor. When I looked up, Amelia was gone. The storm passed, but Amelia never came back. For weeks, the police searched, but there was no trace of her. I knew better than to believe she was dead. No, she was out there somewhere, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to return. Years have passed since that night, but I still feel her presence sometimes, when the wind howls through the trees, or when the power goes out unexpectedly. I know she's watching, waiting for her chance to finish what she started. I'm not sure if I'll ever be ready to face her again, but one thing is certain, the bond we share will never be broken, and neither will the darkness that lives within her. My wicked twin sister will always be a part of me, and she will never stop until she has what she wants.